Awesome. Hey, everybody. Rob Kosberg here. Excited to be with you today. I'm with a good buddy of mine, Seth. You probably know that I don't do a lot of joint webinars like this. I don't promote a lot of people. Um, Perhaps I have trust issues. I'm not 100% sure.
I think there's a book on that.
I think there's a lot of reasons in our industry why,
Also true.
it's trust issues are a prominent problem among people. But Seth and I are friends, and we work with a lot of the same folks, and they trust him, and I trust him. Guys like Kevin Harrington and others. And so Seth and I were talking about, doing a training that I felt like was really, really complementary to the things that I do that would help my clients, as well as those of you that are on my list and that pay attention to the stuff that we do. So, I have some formal things to read about Seth because I want you to know who he is, but I want to say the more informal things first. And the reason that we're doing this training. So, really, really good training, and one that I think you'll get a lot out of. And, you can ask questions and of course, engage along the way. I'm not going to tell Seth how to run his webinar. He'll run it however he chooses. But I know that, he's going to have some things to share with you. And then towards the end, he's going to have an opportunity for you to kind of fast track and make some massive, progress. So, Seth is a great direct response marketer. One of the things that I love about guys like Seth, and quite honestly, I feel like me too, is we eat our own cooking, right? Like the stuff that Seth is going to teach you is the stuff that he uses to grow his business. And so it's not like, I think it was one of the famous millionaires from the turn of the 20th century. I can't remember which one. It might have been Carnegie said, the older I've gotten, the more I watch what people do rather than listen to what people say. And in our industry, there's a lot of people selling stuff that they just don't do. And which blows my mind. It's
Yeah.
like, if it's so good, for crying out loud, why don't you do it? Which obviously it's not that good. But Seth is a great direct response marketer. He's an 8-time best-selling author. He's been on, NBC, CBS, Inc., Forbes, the whole thing. He's got a cool podcast, by the way, which I've been on, the Sharkpreneur podcast with Kevin Harrington, which is really cool. It's a top 6 podcast to listen to. So very, very exciting. There's lots of other good things to say about Seth. Obviously, what I said in the beginning, I think is the most important thing. And that is that he uses the exact process that he's going to be teaching you. He's used it to generate, all these massive centers of influence. I think 74 now, to promote your own direct, Seth's own direct response marketing firm. So this is the stuff that's working right now that is producing, 10 exclusive clients a month, every single month to his business. And this is the stuff that's going to help you to do it as well. So we're calling it 3 secrets to getting others to grow your business for you, which, man, I like that. And so Seth, without further ado, my friend, take it away.
Awesome, Rob. Well, thank you very much for kind words. I greatly appreciate the opportunity to be here and share with our folks. Can you see my screen okay? Can everybody see my screen? Can I get a quick yes in the chat box if you can see my screen and hear me?
Yep, I can see it fine. And although my video is still up, so you probably want to take my video down.
No, if you're staying on, you get to stay on and chime in anytime you want.
Well, cool. Then there you go.
Okay, and if you disappear, we'll know why. Okay, yep.
Well, I'm going to hide myself so that I
Okay.
don't distract anybody with all my successful books behind me.
Okay, you can hide yourself. That is fine. All right, awesome. Well, thanks so much. I do want to correct one thing. You had said this has generated 74 joint venture partners who are promoting our business. That is not resulting in 10 clients a month. It's resulting in a lot more. We only serve 5 to 10 clients a month, and you'll see why, because the process is so manual labor intensive. Yes, I'm going to fall on my sword for the time issue. There was the website you went to register for this said 11 a.m. Pacific, and then there was an error on Zoom and it said 11:30. So if you're here now, awesome, you were on time. And then for the folks who get here at 11:30 because there was an error on Zoom, we'll catch them up. All right, so let's dive right in. We're not here to talk about me or the technical software is great when it works, right? So we're here to talk about the proven rock solid system, getting others to grow your business for you, even if you've tried everything else in the industry and it's failed. So this is for you if you're sick of growing your business by yourself, right? You're doing all the work to grow your business and you shouldn't be. This is if you're tired of wasting your time on social media. We don't all have a 2 Comma Club funnel award behind us like Rob does. So if you feel like you've been spinning your wheels on social media and not getting the results you wanted, we're going to talk about that. If you're fed up with marketing that just doesn't work, it doesn't bring trackable butts in the seats or dollars in the door, you're in the right place. So let me ask you a quick question in the chat box for me. And we are going to be giving away some prizes. We were originally giving away 10 30-minute consultation strategy sessions with me, which normally sell for about $597. We gave away 10 of those before people even got to the webinar. They all got taken. So those prizes are gone, but we've got one where we will send one lucky person to Orlando or Las Vegas, your pick, 3 nights, 4 days, 5-star luxury resort. You got to get yourself there, but I'll pay for the hotel. You got to pay the taxes because it's a gift, but I will pay for your hotel. So we'll be giving that away for the person who adds the most value participating later on in the webinar. So make sure you actually play with me. So what is a client worth to you? I know it's going to vary. You're all in different businesses. But yes, you count, Rob. So give me, yes, you can, I don't know if you're eligible to win. We can figure something out if you win. All right. So what is a client worth to you? Average first year value. Are they buying a $7 ebook? Are they buying a $1,000 product? Are they buying a $5,000 course? What is the average amount? David says 5,000. Awesome. What is your average first year client value? Because if you're selling a $2 slice of pizza, you can hang up now. This process won't work for you. The ROI won't be there. Craig says 5,002, 997, 997, 297, 1497, 990, 9,997, 10 grand. Awesome. $1,000, 15, 3,000. Awesome. All right. So we've all got a pretty decent transaction value. 12,000 plus percentage of gross profit, says Ernie. Awesome. And I will do my best to keep up with the chat and the Q&A at the same time as teaching you. All right. So this doesn't just work for me throughout today's training session. I'm going to show you other real businesses that are not internet marketers that it's working for. They'll be quick. I just want to dive in really quick so you get it from a different perspective.
Hey, this is Paul Partridge from haydenrock.com. Just wanted to take 2 minutes to say what our experience has been on the podcast. We have one called the Accounting Success Podcast, and we've had a number of really great guests. People seem to be thrilled to just to be asked to be on it. So that part is great. It's been great for us getting our word out. But kind of on the results side, our book is about a month from being published. And before it's even published, we already have clients that are signing up from the podcast. So in terms of return on investment, we'll already have fees in excess of anything we paid, certainly to Seth and his team, before the book even gets published. So we're way ahead of the game. We feel like we're only in the second or third inning. And so by the time we get to inning number 9, it's going to be even better. But it's off to a great start, and we couldn't be happier.
Right in. We talked about I went the wrong way. All right. So also one other prize we've got, if you'll stay tuned to the end, we'll show you how you can get booked as a guest on our number 6 rated podcast, Sharkpreneur, which is normally a $497 value that we'll be giving away for free. So again, stay with us. All right, let's dive right in. So this is Roger Bannister. And if you don't know, if you don't follow track and field at all, in 1954, Roger Bannister became the first human to ever break the 4-minute mile. He ran a mile in under 4 minutes. Before then, many runners had tried. Nobody had done it. It was thought to be impossible. Cardiologist had said the human body wasn't meant to run that fast. Your heart would literally explode if you ran the mile in under 4 minutes, until Roger Bannister did it. And then since then, 1,400 runners have run under 4-minute miles. Once that mental block was removed, there's a major motion picture starring Kim Basinger about that event. So my 4-minute mile, when I got started in marketing 13 years ago, was I wanted to get in the door without cold calling, without social media, without networking, without any of that. I have had the fortune to work with the legendary marketing guru, Dan Kennedy, for the last 15 years. And my wonderful wife let me borrow more than our mortgage in our first year of marriage to go get the chance to work with Dan, which completely changed my life. So Dan said, the first thing he said to me is, you need to be seen as an expert. People need to seek you out as the expert. And I said, Dan, that's great, but I'm young and I don't know anything yet. So how am I supposed to be an expert? And he said, write a book, right? Rob would tell you the same thing. Great way to position yourself as an authority figure. Write the book on the topic. And I said, again, Dan, that's great, but I don't know anything yet. In his first homework assignment, he handed me the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Dan told you that back in 2007. Yes. All right. So can I get a yes in the chat box if you've read Think and Grow Rich? Give me a yes or an I've read it. How many of you have read Think and Grow Rich? Yep. Yes. Awesome. If you haven't, spend the $5 on Amazon or Barnes & Noble and go get the book. In reading the book, obviously, Napoleon Hill, thanks to Andrew Carnegie, interviewed 500 of the most successful people of his time and then wrote a book about what he learned. And I realized it's an interview book. Anybody can do an interview book. You don't have to know anything to do an interview. I could interview people. So I decided to do an interview book. Now, that book is called, my first interview book was called Cutting Edge Marketing Magic. The world's top marketers share their secrets. And this was back in, this one's autographed by Dan. And I interviewed 15 of the top marketers. And the really cool part was some of these people I knew, some of these people were like Fortune 500, Madison Avenue ad agencies. They handle the NFL, AT&T, like giant corporate accounts. And I couldn't get in the door any other way. So what happened was I got in the door for a book interview and I wrote the book. And the amazing thing was and this isn't all about a book, so stay with me. A number of those people participated in the book launch to get the book to the top of Amazon in its category. And it worked so incredibly well. Some of them said, hey, what you're doing is really cool. Can we do it for some of our clients? And I started getting joint venture partners and people willing to work with me and send my firm business when I was just starting out. Now, I did something accidentally that worked really well. I started listening to podcasts back then. And I said, most of these podcasts are interviews. I wonder what would happen if I took these 15 interviews and aired them as a podcast on iTunes and saw what happened. Now, I made a big mistake. I aired the unedited conference call recording. Like Zoom didn't exist back then. GoToWebinar didn't exist back then. I literally did those podcast recordings on freeconferencecall.com and I aired you literally heard the phone ring. You heard the pre-show. Hey, thanks so much for doing this. Hey, here's what the interview is all about. Like you heard all of that. I didn't edit anything. There was no intro, no outro, no music, no sound effects, nothing. So I was sweating bullets when I aired it like George Costanza, because again, I aired the unedited raw audio. And the initial reviews on the show, which are still somewhere on iTunes, say, hey, listen, the audio quality, the production quality is terrible. But if you can get past that, there's some really good content there. And the show took off. And then we since hired an entire staff to make the show sound good, look good, and get amazing results from it. But doing that made me a company hero because it started bringing in business that we didn't have to run paid traffic for. We didn't have to buy email solo ads. We didn't have to go to networking events. The business just kept coming in because people kept sharing the content and people kept sharing it with their tribes of people that I wanted to work with as a marketer. So, quick question, type for me in the chat box. Are you business to business? Are you B2B? Or do you sell directly to consumer? You are B2C. So type in B2B or B2C in the chat box. Both, B2B, B2C, B2C. I'm a coach, B2C. Okay, awesome. And somebody typed in the Q&A, both. Ernie says both. Awesome. All right, great. So this is for you if you've got a high transaction value. Again, we talked about what a client's worth to you. If you have 30 minutes a week, that's about how much time it takes. Skip you're a life coach. You don't work either. Well, if your clients aren't consumers or businesses, I'm confused. All right, we can answer that question later. Okay, so we have 30 minutes a week. So skip a Netflix show if you can't find 30 minutes a week. And you've got to be coachable. We've done this about 82 times. We've broken the process 82 times. So if you will follow our process and not try and reinvent the wheel, it'll work for you. It's also for you if you're tired of being like one of the best kept secrets in your industry or your niche. Like if more of the right people knew who you were, everything would change. That's what we're going to talk about how to do today. This is David Braun. He is saying, hey, sorry for the delay. Been so busy. The response has been very positive. You got me in front of accountants and attorneys I otherwise never could have met. I've already gotten referrals and business from them, and my book isn't even out yet. I'm very happy with my results so far. We're going to talk about that's just one part of the process. We're going to get through the whole thing in just a minute. But just for a minute, let's take a minute and imagine, like, what would life be like if you never had to worry about where your next client was coming from? If you literally had a waiting list and every day new leads came in, new people came in and said they wanted to work with you. They knew what you did. They knew who you were. They knew how you did it. They knew what you charged, and they were ready to go, and they were ready to talk to you. Just picture that for a minute, because that's what your life can be like. That's what has happened to me and what happens to our clients and can happen to you. This is Alex Mandossian from marketingonline.com. He is known as the Warren Buffett of the internet because he's made over $400 million. Let's see what Alex says real quick, and then we'll dive right in.
Hey, it's Alex Mandossian from marketingonline.com. We are at a big event here with internet marketers, and it's tough to meet people in the crowd, and people usually don't stick out, except for one person that I'm going to endorse right here and right now. Seth Green knows his stuff, not only as a fellow podcaster and having a web TV show and knowing how to deliver content, but he knows how to do it for you. He's done it for me, he's done it for others, and I trust him with my clients, customers, and members. And I'm not going to let him talk because this is my show for him. But if you want to get taken out of the crowd and be seen and be heard, don't be a best-kept secret. I know I'm pontificating, but I'm telling you, hire this guy because he knows what he's doing and he's got the right team. Alex Mandossian, hire Seth. Is that all right?
That's awesome. All right. So we're going to go through the 3 secrets to getting other people to grow your business for you. So the only way for you to truly scale your business is to get other people to grow it for you. There's a big difference in volume between you and the audio coming from the clips you play. Okay. Thank you, Randy. I don't know how to troubleshoot that on air, but I will see if I can stick my mic in front of the audio clips and see if that helps. Thank you. The only way to get others to grow your business for you is to make them a part of your Dream 50 team. Now, my goal is that if I can make you believe the best way to grow your business is to get others to do all the work, then you agree to go all in. I can't see you, so I can't watch you raise your hand and swear to that following statement. But what does going all in mean? I speak at a lot of industry conferences, as Rob said. I travel a lot. This guy is not all in. This guy is all in. So I need you to be all in. As Rob said, at the end, I'm going to make you an offer for $33,010. Don't worry. You're not going to pay that much. You're not going to pay anywhere near close to that. In fact, I'll show you how to get it for free. Oh, the audio clips are too loud. Okay. I will turn the volume down. I will turn the volume. I'm not sure I know how to do that. Okay. So how many clients do you need if your investment was $33,010 for a year? If your client value was 1,000, you need 33. If it was 3,000, you need 10. You guys can do the math, but it's not that many clients if you have a high ticket product or service. You're literally just one Dream 50 partner away from totally transforming your business. I know because I've lived this, and that's why I'm sharing it with you. So I'm not going to ask you to raise your right hand and repeat after me because I can't see you, but just type all in the chat box for me. All in, all in, all in, all in. Ernie's all in. Awesome. Steve's all in. James is all in. David's all in. Awesome. All right. So again, this whole process started on accident when I interviewed 15 marketing thought leaders for my book and then aired the unedited, don't do that, but I aired the unedited raw audio files as a podcast. So we talked about what your average transaction value is. We talked about if you're business to business or business to consumer. Real quick, type in the chat box, what business are you in? What do you do? Tammy, Linda, Steve, James, what do you do? Business mentoring, personal branding, marketing consultant, awesome. Parent infant coach, interesting. Personal stylist, financial advisor, direct marketer, multi-dimensional coach, lots of coaches and consultants, awesome. Awesome. Ernie is a coach, financial advisor. Awesome. All right. So as Rob mentioned, I've been written about in the top 2 trade journals for financial advisors because that's where I started, and interviewed on NBC, CBS, Forbes, Inc., and everywhere else. That is my wonderful wife, Rebecca, and our kids, Max, Lily, and Ella, at my first book signing. of my 7th book. I've now written 8. Market Domination for Podcasting is on the shelves at Barnes & Noble, Walmart, and Target now. Again, it's an interview book. I didn't have to write it. So perhaps you've whipped out your credit card and tried to grow your business by going to networking events. How many of you are a member of BNI, Chamber of Commerce, Rotary, some type of networking group? I am. No, Linda's not. Okay, Randy, yes. Awesome. However, relationships of trust and confidence take a whole lot of time to build, right? You don't walk in and get business right away. You got to do one-to-ones and a whole bunch of other stuff. So you try something else. Maybe you whip out your credit card and you run Facebook ads or LinkedIn ads. How many of you are running paid social media traffic right now? Give me a yes if you're running paid traffic to your website or marketing funnel. Kathy's going to teach me how to avoid probate. Awesome. Okay. Have done it, not currently. Okay. All right. Perhaps that didn't work. So you whipped out your credit card. You tried, we talked about running traffic. Maybe you've got a Facebook group. Let me ask you this. What is working best for you right now to grow your business? Type in the chat box. We got Amazon books, getting ready to start. What is working right now for you? Personal references. Awesome. Social media, just started social media posts, networking. I'll switch over to Q&A. Ernie. Referrals for friends, family. Where are we? Okay. All right. So let's dive in. I'm going to give you the 3 secrets to getting others to grow your business for you. And then I'm going to go in depth into each of them and explain how to do it. So number 1, you want to write this down, is give to who? Sell to realtors, past clients, referrals, white label books. Awesome. Give first and then give how. This is all going to make sense in just a minute. So in order to figure out who we're giving to, we have to figure out who your target market is. Who is your end user, ideal customer or client? Okay, so in the chat box, type for me, who is your ideal client, end user, customer? Who are you coaching? Who are you mentoring? Kathy sells to realtors. Who does everybody else sell to? Customer. What customers? Salespeople, marketing department. Awesome. California homeowners, event specialists, new and expectant parents, women ages 38 to 65. Craig, $500,000 in an IRA with age 55 or over. Ernie's going to chime in on the Q&A. Small business owners are those that want to start. Awesome. So we're going to think backwards and we're going to say, if we are looking for new and expectant parents, who else serves them? Because remember, we're getting others to grow the business for you. So who is serving those expectant parents? Pediatricians. Who else would know that they are, if they have kids under the age of 5, that'd be preschool, daycare, kids gyms, kids gymnastic places, kids play places. There are all kinds of other people that see those parents with those kids. So if we could get them to be on our audio podcast, in our video show, with us on social media, in a blog post, and in a book, if they shared the audio show, shared the video show, shared the social media content, shared the blog post, and shared the book with their audience, and we had added value 5 times promoting them before we ever asked for anything, do you think that when you finally said, hey, Kathy, thanks so much for being in my audio podcast, on the video show, social media, blog post, part of the book, would you be willing to share with your audience my latest webinar, my latest seminar, my latest offer, this ebook? What do you think they would say? They'd say, oh my God, of course I would. You've added so much value. You've done so much for me without ever asking for a thing. I would love to. Whether it's a California realtor, a funeral home, a financial planner, an estate lawyer, if you've added 5 deposits into their emotional bank account first, before you ever make a withdrawal, they will never perceive you as a salesperson. They will literally think of you like their new best friend. Yes, as Tammy Lee says, they would be excited to share you with their peeps. So if you want, so you're going to think about who your ideal centers of influence are. And then those are the people you're going to interview on your podcast. I'm going to share with you how you're going to turn one 30-minute episode into an audio show, video show, social media content, blog post, and book, so that when you ask them for something, they are thrilled to promote you. given that technically they've already done it 5 times by sharing your interview with them. So this is Scott, who wanted to get in with Inc. 500 CEOs. In his case, he interviewed the end user client directly. We got him interviews with 12 of the top 5 Inc. 500 CEOs. And then obviously that's the book that came out of it. There's a podcast, there's a blog, there's all of the 5 things we just talked about. And that literally launched his $100,000 a year coaching program for Inc. 500 CEOs. This is how to create events to remember. Again, as you see, #1 bestseller on Amazon. And it was about event planning. So this was created by the owner of the Event Planning Association, who uses it to recruit more event planners to join her monthly membership. This is Craig Turner, who's a local political consultant. If you want to win local school board, county commissioner, mayor of your local town, Craig is the guy you hire, the hired gun you bring in. He flies in, he helps you win the campaign. So he interviewed both candidates he helped win, who then of course talked about how fabulous he was. So you got a half-hour testimonial. He interviewed candidates that he wanted to get in front of, and he interviewed political party leaders who could get him in front of multiple candidates at the same time. So you're going to give to who by identifying your target market, and then who serves them that can give you them at scale, at leverage. Then we're going to give first, and then we're going to talk about what that means. So Mary Kay says the thing people want more than money and sex is recognition and praise. So literally, people are starved for attention. And when you interview someone, you in essence become a reporter, and you get to ask them all the questions you want. It's also a great way to learn. For example, Rob was on my podcast, and I got to pick his brain for half an hour and got answers to some of my book marketing questions I had because I wanted to learn from him. I've interviewed household name marketers like Russell Brunson and Grant Cardone and Fortune 500 CEOs and celebrities on our show, and been able to, I interviewed Russell twice, once on how he grew ClickFunnels, and the second one was on how he was hiring and training and scaling the staff of his company, both issues I was dealing with at different times, and I did not have to pay $50,000 a year to join his mastermind group. So you're going to give with an audio podcast, because Zoom, if you do your recording in Zoom, it will separate out the audio and video track. You're going to give with a video podcast because you'll have a video that you upload to YouTube, and that allows you to have a web TV show. What's really exciting is we use another software called Restream.io. And when I live stream an interview, it goes to 5 different Facebook fan pages. It goes to my YouTube live show, and it goes on LinkedIn Live. So I'm literally in 7 places at once for every interview before I even turn it into other content. You're also going to give to them by posting it on social media. So if you share that podcast on Facebook, on YouTube, on iTunes, on Instagram, on Twitter, on LinkedIn, think about all the places you're creating content for. Tammy Lee wants to know, what was the streaming piece we use? It's called Restream. Here, I will type it in the chat box. It's called Restream.io. Is YouTube better than Facebook Live? It depends on your target market. I would not say they're better. I would say they're different, and I would do both. So YouTube Live is YouTube's attempt to catch up to Facebook Live, because Facebook was first and is bigger in terms of live content. There's a lot more Facebook live streams than there are YouTube live streams, but YouTube is trying to catch up. Okay, so we've done an audio. We've aired it as an audio show. We've aired it as a web TV show on video. We've shared it on social media. We're going to have it transcribed and edited as a long form SEO optimized blog post. So if I do a 30-minute interview, I may have 1,000 to 2,000 word blog post that I can then edit for SEO purposes and run on my blog. And now I have instant, relatively quick SEO, increasing the rankings of my website. So this is Mitch Russo, who in less than 30 days, past performance, no guarantee of future success, insert standard legal disclaimers here, gained 70 organic keywords per week, improved his Google ranking by 200,000, and increased his social media shares by more than 50%. Then you're going to, when you have 10 or 12 interviews done, you're going to re-edit them for book chapters, because the way an SEO blog post ranks isn't the same way that we read, right? That's not how people talk. So we're going to give with a book, and we're going to do a physical book launch with the 10 or 12 people who we interviewed, who we put in the book. And what do you think they're going to do when you tell them you're launching a book with them in it? Tammy, what do you think? They're going to share the heck out of it and promote you to their tribe, because they celebrate, exactly, because they're in a book and they didn't have to do anything. So I have never done this about 80 times. No one has ever said no. All right, that's not true. We've had a couple of people who chickened out and said, I don't want to be in the book, or my compliance department wouldn't let me, or I changed careers for whatever reason. But everybody who's in the book, no one has ever turned down the chance to share it with their audience and say, look at me, I'm in a book. All right. Who is getting, if this is making sense to you, if you could see how this could work, give me a yes in the chat box. And that gives me time for water. Yes. Awesome. Okay. So we're picking who our target market is. We're picking who could refer us to them, who has them as their clients. We're giving to them first. We're adding value 5 times: audio show, video, so social media, blog post, and book, before we ever ask them for anything. And then what are we going to do that's going to stay in front of them, get them to love us even more than that, and make it absolutely irresistible, so that when we send an offer for them to share with their list, whether they're a financial advisor in a local market and we want to come speak at their seminar for all their clients, or we want them to mail something in the snail mail to their local client base, or if they're online and we want them to send an email blast driving people to attend a webinar. You see, Rob did this process with me. He was on my show. We promoted, we added value a whole bunch of different ways. And then when I said, hey, Rob, this process would work perfectly complementing your publishing, can we share it with your audience? He said, absolutely. I would love to do a webinar, have you teach my audience. And he sent out the emails, and that's how you got here. It works. All right. So what's giving how? So we are going to, in addition to those 5 things, we're going to send them direct mail, physical snail mail, twice a month. Once a month, we're going to send them a warm and fuzzy postcard that does not ask them for anything. It just makes them feel warm and fuzzy about us. So we send out Valentine's Day cards to everybody. We love getting to serve you, or we would love getting to serve you, or we would love getting to serve your tribe. March is St. Patrick's Day. We would send out a St. Patrick's Day card. April Fool's or Tax Day. So we would send out a funny, cute, clever, warm, fuzzy card every single month. And then the other 2 weeks of the month, so once a month they get a card, and then another time a month they get a gift. It's nothing big. It's not expensive. We don't want them to feel like we're trying to bribe them, but they get something small, like a box of chocolates or a journal or a wristband with an empowering slogan on it, something that will, again, make them think, oh my God, I can't believe this. This guy, Seth, makes me feel so special. Ask Rob how much love he feels. A lot from us. So as Tammy says, snail mail, it is really special. Yes, so they're getting touched twice a month. So they got audio show, video show, social media, blog post, book. They got a postcard every month. They got a gift every month. You are their new best friend. So that when you send a lumpy mail, long form sales letter, telling them, hey, thank you so much for allowing me to share your gift, your expertise with the world on my podcast, on my blog, in the book. I love what you do. Hey, I'd like to share this training with you about how others can grow your business for you. Rob says, oh my God, of course, I'd be happy to. What else can I do for you? We get people asking us before we even suggest, hey, can we do something together? You want to do a joint venture? People just call us up and go, I can't believe you're doing all this for me. Please let me do something. They literally say, please let me do something for you. When was the last time that ever happened, right? Will you share the special services you use for snail mail? We do it for you. So we're getting there. Thank you, Tammy. We're getting there. I'm glad it's making sense. So you're going to give to the right people who can get you in front of your target market. You're going to give to them first with an audio podcast, a video show, a blog post, a social media content, and a book. Then you're going to drip on them. We have direct mail twice a month. And once a quarter, you're going to send them that multi-step direct mail campaign, asking them to promote your latest launch, joint venture, your book launch, whatever that offer, your product, your webinar, whatever that is. And we found an incredibly high success rate, almost 100%. I have to say almost legally, but almost 100% of the people say, oh my God, I would love to. We get a couple people every once in a while who say no because it doesn't fit in their promotional calendar, or they're already promoting something else and they physically just can't do it at the same time. But usually all the time they say, hey, I could do this next month. Would that be okay? Now, I want to address something really quick. There was, again, for those of you who are joining us in the last 10 minutes, we had a technical error on the webinar time. And the website you went to said it started at 11 Pacific, 2 Eastern, but Zoom said it started at 11:30 or 2:30. So if you just got here 10 minutes ago, because Zoom said 2:30, and I apologize, and you missed the first half hour, we will get you caught up somehow. So I'll share with you, we're not emailing out a replay of this, but because we had a technical issue, if you got here late, I'm going to give you instructions. You're going to send me an email, and I will one-on-one take care of that issue and get you caught up. So I feel like I missed already. I'm on Zoom. That's me. Okay. All right. So here, I'm going to put my email. I'll do this now. If you got here what you thought was on time, thanks to Zoom, but it turned out to be late, you're going to shoot me an email and say, the subject line is going to say, Rob recording, because we're not doing a replay. But Rob had asked me, can you record this for a couple of my private clients who can't make it? So I said yes, not knowing we were going to have a technical error. Since we did, I'm not going to email the replay out to everybody, especially if you already got here. You didn't miss anything. But if you got here late and what you thought you were on time, I apologize. If you got here late, shoot me an email that says Rob recording, and I will send you the replay, the recording I made for Rob's private clients, so that you can get caught up. Because we're going to, we're quite a ways in, obviously, already. But let me ask you a quick question. How many of you are excited about what we just talked about? Give me a yes in the chat box. And we're going to go over all the steps for the people who missed it. We're not going to repeat the entire webinar, but we're going to go through all of the entire steps of the process to get this done. Woohoo. Yes. Good stuff. Yes. Awesome. Okay. So you might feel like you're drinking like this guy, right? Like you're drinking a little bit from a fire hose, because I've thrown a ton of information at you, especially if you got here in the last 10 minutes and you missed the first 30. But there's a light at the end of the tunnel, right? You could see how parts of this process could totally work for you. So is it okay if I share with you the step-by-step process, like literally you can one at a time, each part to getting it all done? Okay, so remember, I'm going to break this down. We're giving to the right people who have our ideal clients as their clients. We're going to give to them first audio podcast, video show, social media content, blog post, book. Then we're going to drip on them with a postcard and a gift every month. And once a quarter, we're going to ask them to participate directly in promoting our products or services to their audience. So that's my awesome wife, Rebecca. Those are our 3 kids, Max, Ella, and Lily. And let me tell you what this process has done for you. In addition to recruiting 74 of my dream partners and affiliates for us, it's allowed me to keep my wife home for 13 years. Now, this is Max, our soccer star. He plays goalie on the New York State Olympic development team, which is not in Buffalo where I live. It's an hour and a half away. So that's a 3-hour drive back and forth multiple times a month. He plays on 3 different soccer teams, which means Daddy Taxi goes to every practice, every game, every camp, every tournament. That's a lot of travel. I'm able to do that because I'm not working 60 hours a week, 80 hours a week, hustling, grinding, worrying about where our next client is going to come from, because I know exactly where they're always coming from, something just like this. This is Ella. She's about to be 11 next month. She is our musical theater actress. She takes after me. That's where my original life goal was to be a Broadway star, but that's a separate story. And because of all the theater she does, she's got 20,000 Facebook followers. And last summer, she got her first Broadway audition. We flew to New York City. On a Friday, we got a call going, can Ella audition for young Anna, the part of young Anna in Frozen on Broadway? And the issue was we don't live in Manhattan, we live in Buffalo. So I canceled all my meetings on Monday. We jumped on a plane. We went to New York City. She auditioned for the show. She didn't get it, but they now know who she is. And she's getting more exposure. This is Corey Cott, the Broadway star of Newsies. And she got to be in a musical theater showcase with him, again, not in Buffalo, because of that. So she's getting out there, and she's doing awesome. And I'm able to drive her and fly her everywhere. Because again, not making 300 cold calls a day, interrupting strangers, not going to endless networking meetings, not doing all those other ways to grow my business, because this works. Again, 8 best-selling books. So how do you make this happen? How do you do it? How do you get it all done for you? So you've got 2 choices, right? I had 2 choices. You can do trial and error. You can try and figure it out. Or you can follow our 58-point system, but you only have to do 2 small things. Now, this isn't for you if you're too smart for this and you think you can figure out all 58 points and do it on your own, but you don't have an army of partners promoting your business yet. Will you please share what transcribing service you use? Yeah, we do everything. So we do it for you, and we're getting there. If you won't do the 2 things that are the 2 parts of the 58 process that you've got to do, then this isn't for you, and we'll talk about what those 2 parts are in just a minute. So here is the system, and this is the list. So number 1, you need to do the research and figure out who are the ideal joint venture partners in your town, your industry, your niche, your city, your market, your country, whatever business. If you're national, if you can help people anywhere, like all of our clients are all over the world. Whereas I also own a financial advisory firm, and 80% of those clients are physically here in Buffalo where I am. AARP. The American Association. I don't understand why we're talking about the American Association of Retired Persons. Okay, so we're going to do the research. You're going to do the research. We're going to build the list, the target list of those 50 people. If you don't like talking to people, don't do this, because you're going to have to talk to some people. You have to interview them on your show. We're going to send them a multi-step direct mail campaign to get them to say yes to be on your podcast, because that's the first thing we touch them with. If they don't respond to that, we're going to send them email. If they don't respond to that, we're going to send them LinkedIn messages. And if they don't respond to that, we're physically going to pick up the phone and call them and get them to be on your show. Then we're going to write the interview questions for you. All you have to do is read. We have a 2-time Emmy award-winning team that is going to practice interviewing with you and coach you and help you bring out your inner Oprah. But don't worry, you don't have to make anybody cry. We're going to teach you how to record on Zoom, because that works the best and it's the easiest to use. If you can't handle any more business, don't do this. We literally had a client who hired us and then fired us because they're like, I can't handle anymore. It over 3 months in, when he did his first launch, it overfilled him. And he's like, I got to slow down. So if you can't handle too much more business, don't do it. We're going to type up every word of every recording for you, Tammy. We're going to transcribe it for you. We're going to edit those transcripts. Our multiple Emmy award-winning team is going to write your chapters in the book for you. We're going to write it first person as if you wrote it, but you don't have to do any writing. We have an award-winning graphic design team that's going to make your book look amazing. We're going to publish it to Amazon. We're going to publish it to Kindle. We're going to do an Amazon bestseller campaign to get at the top of Amazon for a day, so you can say you have a category bestseller. We're going to produce a weekly podcast for you, so you're going to have a show every week. We're going to create the social media content for you and your guests to share every single week. We're going to do the SEO blog post every single week, just like we do for Mitch. And if you add all that up, you get $33,010, which is what I showed you at the beginning. But wait, there's more. Again, our regular price is $33,010 for a year's worth of services, but you're not going to pay anywhere near that. But would it be worth it? I mean, if you had a show every single week with an ideal center of influence who at the very least is going to share the show, share the blog, share the book, share the social media content, would it be worth it? Let me tell you what Kevin Harrington from Shark Tank has to say. And apparently I need to turn down, I don't know how to turn down the audio on that. Oh, wait, yes, I do. Hang on, here we go.
Hi, I'm Kevin Harrington, inventor of the infomercial and original shark on the hit TV show Shark Tank. I'm here to talk about my weekly podcast, Sharkpreneur. I really love doing my weekly podcast, and Seth Green and his team do an amazing job. They actually do almost all the work, okay? I just show up, hang out, get to meet amazing people every single week, and I just want to say you should tune in to Sharkpreneur. And, you know, I love going there because I never know who's going to be there on a week-to-week basis. So thanks for being there today.
One correction to what Kevin says, he does know who's going to be there. We tell his assistant every week who we're interviewing. He doesn't always read his emails because, you know, he's a shark, so he gets a million emails a week. All right. This is Tony Robbins, who says, if you continue to do what you've always done, you'll continue to get what you've always got. So if you want to get different results in your business, you've got to do something different. I am biased, I freely admit. I think this is the something different you need to do, and we're going to make it easy for you. This is Tim Bryan, who's in a local market. Let's see if his volume is okay.
Hi, this is Tim Bryan from Bryan's Business Umbrella.
Oh, he stopped talking. Tim, where'd you go?
So I'm going to take a couple minutes to talk about market domination. I saw what they did and what they were doing for their clients. His first project he gave me was to author a book, which we did do together. He's the publisher of my book, Designing a Better Business, which hit number one bestseller on Amazon. So I appreciate that. I love it. I love this work.
Okay.
Lots of people are reading it and gotten excellent feedback. And now we're going to use it to get even more business. Some people that had not been clients that I interviewed have become clients. And we're collaborating and growing together. Actually, two just started on 2020, so Wednesday. And we're going from there. Someone else who was not a client, because not everyone in the book is a client. It's a collaboration of 15 businesses that I spoke to. But he's referred, some other person has referred at least 3 other people already. So that's part of what they do, is they get you more customers. I'm extremely happy with the way it's going way through. So I highly recommend Market Domination. They've done an excellent job for me, and we're just in the beginning process. And I know we can do a great job for you, so I highly recommend their service.
Let me turn that down. That's all right. So hang on. I believe I've got some highlights from his launch party. Those are just a few of the people who went, a few of the business owners. This was back at the very beginning of the party before the room was full. As you can see, it's a pretty good sized room. He's in a local market here in Western New York, so I actually got to go to the party. So that's always fun when I actually get to go. But there are 2 big reasons why you wouldn't do this. Number 1 is procrastination, right? This isn't the first training you've probably been on. You've gotten great ideas. You've taken great notes. But on previous trainings, perhaps life has gotten in the way. The phone rings, a client calls, kid gets sick, has to go to the doctor, whatever. Life gets in the way, and you put it off, and then it just doesn't happen. And then number 2 is the money. So I'm going to try and make you an irresistible brain dead offer. Rob twisted my arm and said, you have to give us like the best price ever for 24 hours. The reason why there's a deadline is to reward you for taking fast action and being an implementer and getting this done. So again, you're going to give to the people who could refer you your ideal clients by audio show, video show, blog post, social media, and a book. You're going to drip on them twice a month with direct mail. And once a quarter, you're going to have a whole bunch of them participate in launching something for you, whether that's a product, a service, a webinar, a physical in-person seminar, whatever it is. We'll help you determine that and run it for you to generate a tsunami of business and new leads and new referrals in your market. Okay, so again, our normal retail price is $33,010. You're not going to pay anywhere near that. But if all it did was turn you into a podcaster with your 50 dream referral sources as guests, would it be worth it? If you don't have 50 referral sources that you want, what if you did 25 referral sources and 25 potential clients? There is no better way in the door for a new client than to interview them on your show. Then they don't perceive you as a salesperson. And magically, when you do follow, we have a proven follow-up process. If you interview prospects on how to turn them into clients, it works really, really well. If all it does is turn you into a published author with your dream clients and referral partners, is it worth it? And if all it does is turn you into a blogger with all your dream clients and referral partners, is it worth it? I'm biased, but obviously I believe the answer is yes. Again, our regular investment is $33,010. We're going to do a 48-hour flash sale of 28% off and knock it down to $23,964. But even better, we're going to split it up. And we're going to do 12 monthly payments of $1997. So get a couple clients a month and you've more than paid for it. If it takes you longer, if it takes you longer than 12 months, if it's a delay on your end and we keep going and we keep working, then the payments go longer than 12 months. If it's a delay on our end, then I'll pay for it. You can go to marketdominationllc.com/dream50 and check out all the details. What happened to the direct mail? The direct mail is in our platinum level. So our platinum level includes everything from gold, but you also get the twice monthly direct mail program, the postcards every month, the gift every month, and the quarterly launch campaign written and run for you. It doesn't cover the printing and the postage of the cards and the gifts. It covers the design. So you get the monthly postcard, the monthly gift, and the quarterly launch campaign. And you also get a second book. So instead of one book, you get two. So instead of 12 people in a book, you now have 24 people in 2 books. So it works even better. And then, of course, you're going to take these books back to Rob and say, hey, Bestseller Publishing, I've got all this content. It's working great from Seth and his firm, Market Domination and BMD Publishing, which is the publishing company we own. But then you're going to go back to Rob at Bestseller Publishing, and he's going to work and you're going to talk to him about working his magic after we work ours. That would be $75,010. Don't worry, you're not going to pay that either. You get 52% off on Platinum, which is $35,964, or 12 payments of $29.97. Now, I went to Syracuse University. My parents spent $120,000 20 years ago on that college education. When I look at marketing budgets now, if I had that money back, if I could have skipped college, invested the $120,000 in marketing, my business would be even bigger than the $5 million it is now. So you're going to go to marketdominationllc.com/dream50, but wait, there's more. And for those of you, I've got a couple of people saying it's more than I can afford. How would you like it for free? So let me tell you the bonuses first, and then I'll tell you how you can get it for free. I conduct weekly office hours every week. You can join me live and ask whatever question you want, business related, and that is normally $197 a month. I conduct a virtual mastermind group where I teach the latest cutting edge marketing strategies, not just this, but everything we do in our business for about 2 hours a month. That is $297 a month. You also get my Book of the Month Club, where I read about 20 books a month, and I give you the best one, the best audio CD from our Interview the Expert series, a video of the best 2 hours of training. All of that gets shipped directly to your door. That's normally $497 a month. And then, of course, you'll have a project manager and account rep coordinating all this for you, but you do get direct email access to me as well, which is priceless. But that's $991 a month in bonuses. Those are available for free every month, each, no matter which level you enroll in. Now, there's 2 ways to get this for free. Once it works, how much can you save by cutting out other marketing that's not working as well as this? That's one way to get it for free. However, the sexier way to get it for free is if you send 3 clients our way in those 12 months and 3 people who hire us, your program is then free. You can't send them ahead of time. You have to be in the program. And here's a great way. Send your guests that we get for you. Those Dream 50 people, some of them are just going to ask organically, hey, that was really cool. How'd you do it? And you're going to send them our way. It happens every single time. It happens on a regular basis every month. We get leads of guests we got for you coming back to us saying, I want to do what Kathy Lee did. Or you can use the guests and send them back to us. You can use the clients you get and send them back to us. You'll be amazed how many people ask you about it when they see what you're doing. And if you send them our way and they hire us, you send 3 in that 12 months and your program is free. So you are going to go to www.marketdominationllc.com/dream50 to check it out. I'm going to share with you what you should see when you get there. You should see a screen that looks like this, that has the graphics you just saw. You're going to click on the buy now level that's appropriate for you. It's going to go to a order form. that has really oversized graphics that you're going to fill out with your credit card, and you're going to go ahead and enroll, and we will get your project manager and have them give you a call in the next 24 hours to get your onboarding call set up and get you started. At this point, I'm going to open it up for Q&A, which you can type in the chat box while I take a quick sip of water. Oh, thank you for reminding me. I forgot to tell you how you can get booked on my podcast. So I posted my email earlier. I'm going to post it again. You're going to send an email to Seth@marketdominationprogram.com, and your subject line is podcast. And just for attending, we will get you booked on the show. Now we've got to give away a free vacation. Let's see here. Let's see. You know what? I believe the person we're giving the award to, I think you asked the best questions, participated the most. Tammy Lee. Tammy Lee, you are our winner. Shoot me an email and say free vacation, and then I will get you. We're paying for your hotel stay in Orlando. You got to tell me if you want to go to Orlando or Vegas, and then we'll send you your gift certificate for the hotel. You got to get yourself there and do whatever you're going to do. Go to the theme parks, go to Disney, or go to Vegas, but we'll pay for your hotel vacation there. Questions. Tammy says, yay. Can I see some of the books? Yeah, sure. So here's a book. I got a stack. This is Going From We to Me, A Financial Guide to Divorce. It's a divorce financial planner. This is a reverse mortgage guy, Swiss Army knife of retirement cash flow. This is a Medicaid guy, getting the help you need at a difficult time, conversations with Texas Medicaid experts. Here's a coach for business owners. Let's see what else we got here. This is an commercial insurance agent, keeping what's yours. Medicare Made Simple. Business coach, make smart choices with your Madison business. This is accountant, stop hiding from the IRS. We've got a guy who works with pilots, piloting your retirement. This is that accounting one, changing the face of accounting. So we've got shelves and shelves and shelves filled with books that have been created because of this process. And if we add the podcast, the blog post, the social media content, the direct, and everything else, following our step-by-step process, it works incredibly well. Again, it's recruited 74 of my dream 50, so it's more dream 50 for me. Affiliate and joint venture partners. I literally interviewed Jeff Walker, the inventor of the product launch formula, which has sold over $1 billion yesterday. Again, because otherwise I never could have gotten to him, but he literally did a separate interview just on this process for me yesterday as a favor. Again, because of all the value we keep dripping on him. It's gotten me Fortune 500 CEOs. It's gotten me individual business owners. It can get you pretty much anybody you want. So questions. Do you know how many books were sold? You will. Yes, because it'll be in your Amazon account. So you'll know how many people got your book. And then the point of it is not to sell 1 million books and make money selling books. I would prefer to sell them as cheaply as possible so as many people get them or give them to my referral partners, because I want them handing those books out to their clients or emailing their list about those books as often as possible. You own all the intellectual property rights, so you have the right to print your book through us forever. We don't make any money printing books. You can order copies every month. You can buy 10 copies. You can buy 2,000. Obviously, the more you buy, the cheaper it gets. We do not make any money printing books. The name of our publishing company is BMD Publishing. That is actually the name you'll see on the credit card statement. Market Domination is just a parent company. Cost per book. It depends on how long your book is and how many you buy. But on an average, most of our clients are paying like $3 to $4 a copy to get them printed. So it's not much. You also get a Kindle copy for people who want to read it Kindle. You also get a PDF of the book that you can put on your website or email to people. But again, it's a combination of the audio podcast, the video podcast, the social media, the blog post, the book that make it work. Adding value first, building that relationship before you ask for anything. Other questions? Okay, so remember, shoot me an email if you want to get on the podcast. Shoot me an email if you got here late because of Zoom and you need to see the recording. And then go to marketdominationllc.com/stream50 and sign up, and we'd love to work with you. Again, we've got a total of 6 slots open, as Rob said in the email. So those are 6 slots total, whether it's gold or platinum, doesn't matter. After those 6, because we only work with 5 to 10 of these a month, because as you can see, it's a ton of manual labor for my staff. We have 33 people who work here, but it's a ton of manual labor. So after 6 are taken. Oh, already signed up. Awesome. All right. So after 5 more are taken, congratulations. Congratulations, Robin. So after, Mitch. Okay. Congratulations. Okay. So after 4 are taken, then after the remaining 4 are taken, then we'll take the buy now buttons off because we won't be able to physically handle anymore. Again, if you got here late, shoot me an email and say that you got here late, and I'll send you the recording. So Andrea, I'll repost my email one more time. Okay, if there aren't any other questions, we'll wrap it up. So thanks everybody for being here. Thanks to Rob, obviously, one of our Dream 50 partners, for allowing me to share this with you. Hopefully you got a lot out of it, and even more important, I hope you take action. I'm biased. I hope you take it with us and let us do all the work for you. But if you do decide to try and do it yourself, let me know how that goes, and we'll be here whenever you're ready, assuming we're not sold out. But we look forward to working with you. Thanks again. Oh, wait, it looks like one more. Hang on. It looks like there was one more question. Oh, no, Ernie says thank you. Okay, awesome. Thank you for the kind words. We'll talk to you soon.